for the UNESCO collaborators and people who speak English. For the people who speaking English, please tune into the interpretation English channel so you understand the entire thing, because we're going to go bilingual entirely. สบายดีน้องๆเดี๋ยวเราจะเริ่มไลฟ์แล้วนะคะน้องเก่งคะเตรียมพร้อมนะคะเราจะไลฟ์แล้วค่ะช่วยให้สัญญาณด้วย2 Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, all the audience from the Facebook as well as audience in our Zoom room. My name is Montagan, your MC for today. And here with us, we have the young people from Luang Prabang province. So different villages in Luang Prabang province, altogether 25 of them. They have undergone a very long process of the Luang Prabang Youth Ambassadors Forum on the topic of creating innovation for sustainable development from the intangible cultural heritage. So without further ado, I would like to first convey the message from the Deputy Director of the CREHAP, Ms. Gu, in this occasion.
Good morning. First of all, please allow me to welcome you all to the closing ceremony of this wonderful capacity building workshop on behalf of CREHAP. Thank you for joining us on this amazing workshop. Hope you joined this journey. I wish you all had a great time. On behalf of CREHAP, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all the organizers, facilitators, and experts. Thank you for your professional organization and ultimate support. This workshop would not make such a success without the contribution from all of you. Throughout this workshop, I hope all dear participants could take both thematic knowledge and practical experiences away with you, especially the strengths and skills in ICH safeguarding when involving communities and local practitioners. I wish these opportunities to interact with ICH elements and practitioners did bring some innovations and inspirations. Hope this training could be a start to your exploration in this interesting field to some extent. And it would be absolutely great if it brings border-wise and creative ideas. Dear participants, hope you are ready to cake in the showcase day. We expect to see you wonderful sharing. Good luck to all groups. Before we say goodbye, I wish you all the best in your future learning and careers. You are playing an extremely important and engaging role in the ICH safeguarding as well as sustainable development. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you very much. The message from CREHAP, the International Training Center for Intangible Cultural Heritage in Asia-Pacific region under the auspices of UNESCO. And next, before we go into the presentations, we would like to invite Dr. Feng Jing, Chief of Culture Unit at UNESCO Bangkok, to give an introduction to the presentations, please. Mr. Feng, the floor is yours.
Thank you, moderator. Good morning, dear executives and the trainers from the Department of Information, Culture and Tourism of Luang Prabang, the Traditional Art and Ethnology Center, United Nations University, Tokyo Institute of Technology, the International Training Center for Intangible Cultural Heritage in the Asia-Pacific region, UNESCO collaborators from Mesh Minds, APHENSH, and the United Nations University, our talented youth participants and audience at home, dear colleagues and friends, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Fen Jing from UNESCO Bangkok. It is my great pleasure to join this long-running Luang Prabang Youth Ambassadors Forum once again on its last day, which aims to publicly showcase prototype solutions of 5 teams of Luang Prabang youth. I thank the representative from CREHAP, a UNESCO Category 2 center, for such gracious opening speech. Therefore, for my part, I'd like to give you a brief introduction to all the presentations you will soon see. For audience in Facebook Live and our UNESCO collaborators, I'd like to give a bit of background that this forum is entitled Building Community-Centered Innovations to Promote Sustainable Development and Safeguard Intangible Heritage. Its aim is to integrate 3 international principles and practices into one package. First is the safeguarding of intangible cultural heritage, or we call living heritage. Second is the concept of sustainable development. And thirdly is design thinking. With support from experts of the Traditional Arts and Ethnology Center, or TAEC, and the United Nations University, or UNU, we could organize this hybrid forum that discusses these very complex practices with Luang Prabang younger generation. Ladies and gentlemen, this showcase event today is the result of 2 months of studies, interviews, fieldworks, and design studio sessions of 25 Luang Prabang youth aged between 15 to 30 years old. They are all from different villages in the Luang Prabang province of Lao PDR, having diverse social and cultural backgrounds and experiences. The 5 presentations focus on using 4 living heritage elements of local villages in Luang Prabang, namely pottery making, natural basket weaving, ancient Luang Prabang recital skill, and skill in playing lanad musical instrument. The youth tackled economic, social, and environmental challenges identified by the practitioners of these traditional cultures with design thinking approach. The proposed solutions could be simple, practical, cost-effective, and can be possibly achieved by the local communities, so to be sustainable. Each of the 5 presentations will be followed by commentaries from 3 UNESCO collaborators who are from various organizations of expertise. First, Ms. Kaipo Gek Vasi is the founder and the chief connecting officer of the Meshmans and the Meshmans Foundation in Singapore. Second, Ms. Anna Wayu Yao is the conservationist and project manager of the Center for Civil Society and Governance at the University of Hong Kong, and a member of UNESCO Asia Pacific Higher Education Network for Safeguarding Intangible Heritage, or we call APHENSH. Last is our own partner and instigator of this project, Dr. Zhang Wei Park who is the academic program officer and the head of innovation and education at the United Nations University Institute of Advanced Studies, or UNUAS. Their comments will lead to constructive rethinking of the used prototype and will show possible opportunities for these prototypes to be made into reality. In closing, I would like to thank the United Nations University, Tokyo Institute of Technology, the International Training Center for Intangible Cultural Heritage in the Asia-Pacific region, the Traditional Art and Ethnology Center, and the Department of Information, Culture and Tourism of Luang Prabang for this meaningful partnership. My gratitude goes to our 3 UNESCO collaborators and experts. Also, a special thanks to the representative from DOICT, who will represent all of us in giving certificates of completion to the youth participants at the end of the event today. I hope that all of you will have a great time at this enjoyable showcase event. Thank you and Sadede. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Feng. And so on behalf of like the UNESCO as well for you to speak and to introduce like the 5 presentations that we are going to see now. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start with the first presentation now, which is from like during the forum, Dr. Sawarot from the United Nations asked all the youth to divide into 5 teams by the name of animals. So we're just gonna go with that just for fun as well. The first team is a penguin team, which will present on the pottery making of Ban Jan Nue, that they went to the field work and they discovered some of the challenges faced by the practitioners, the ICH practitioners of the pottery in Ban Jan Nue, and this is how they think of resolving it. So please, I would like to give the floor to the penguin team, please. เชิญน้องๆเจ้า น้องๆว่าวเลยค่ะ
Good morning, friends, and our coach, our trainers, distinguished guests. My name is Noi. I'm the member of Penguin team. We also, in our team, we have Kam Chan, Sayang, Wunmi, Moladi, and Nat. And we're going to present what we have worked on from Jan Nue village. So in the introduction, we're going to talk about the backgrounds of Jan Nue village, what the problems is and how we're going to solve the problems that they face. Pottery products was used as containers and gifts for a long time, and there are many types of pottery products such as water jar, lamp, lantern, vase that are popular among tourists and has beautiful patterns and also outstanding products in Luang Prabang. And tourists can also see the demonstration of the process of making of pottery products. And pottery products can also be made into useful products in the daily lives and also can be used as decoration in different areas such as guest houses or hotels. Our target person or the person that we discuss with is Uncle Tong Pan, who is 62 years of age. And right now he is working as a potterer, and he has skills in making different type of potteries and with different patterns for Janua village in Jampet district's Luang Prabang province. So to understand their problem, we found that the problems they face is that the number of families who are still doing potteries are reduced to 9 families compared to the past where there were up to 25 families in the past. So to define the problems, after we interview with the producers, we found that the problems are to do with the lack of producers and the lack of successor, including the people who are interested in inheriting this culture to the new generation. So we were brainstorming and try to find ideas in different ways to look for appropriate solutions to the problems. So which led to us concluding in the solutions of building a website and also designing pottery products that has a modern style and it's appropriate to the newer generation. We also have an idea to build a center where newer generation can come and learn about pottery, but that idea, it's a big project. So we concluded to use the solution that is like practical and can be done right now, which is building a website to promote this culture to the younger generation, which shows different products and it has videos to train how to do pottery. So we think that this idea can solve the problems in terms of attracting the interest of the younger generation to understand and be interested in this art. So now we would like to show you the videos that we made. Hello, today we're going to introduce to you to Janua village, which is outstanding in terms of potteries and crafts. This is the pottery center of Janua, and we introduce you to Uncle Tong Pan, who is the head of this center. Uncle Tong Pan is 62 years of age. He lives in Jania Village, Jompet districts in Luang Prabang, and he's been a potterer for 36 years. He started interested in pottery since he was 26 years old. He started making household products like mortar, jar, bowls, etc. And he keep developing his skills and making different patterns according to the requirement of customers. In terms of the process of preparing the soy, they would use appropriate soy to dry for 4 to 5 days and then grind them in the grinder to make sure that it's become a finer particle, and they will soak that soy for about 3 to 4 hours. After that, they will knead the soy to get the appropriate texture, and they will put in the pottery machine, and then they will mold it to the required shape. After they finish, they will leave it for 4 or 5 days to dry, and then they will put into the oven, which they use ceramic oven, and the coating contains the ash and also the mud in 1-to-1 ratio and mixed with water, and then they will coat the pottery products with the coating, and then we'll bake them. In the oven, they would organize the product orderly to ensure that they don't touch each other, and they use the temperature of about 1,200 Celsius, and will use about 16 hours. After that, they will leave it to cool for overnight, and they will take the pottery products out. The objective of this video is to promote the wisdom of pottery to the newer generation and attract their interest to inherit this art, to make sure that it remains with Jania Village into the future. So that's all for the video. We made the video for the youth to understand the process of producing pottery products. And this process uses ceramic oven or ceramic kilns, which is different to other process. And we think that this is one of the points that could attract the interest of the youth, and they can make like useful pottery products like bowls or plates or cups that can be used in different locations, especially like hotels. And we use a local made products. And the promote of the use of Lao made product or local made products would promote the safeguarding of this culture. instead of using like a foreign-made products. But that is the competitions that we're facing, that the younger generation are interested in a more modern products. But this is our effort to try to attract the interest of our Lao younger generation. So we also would like to show you the website that we made. Which shows the different products and also the information of the Chan Nưa Pottery Center. Also, there is also a training course, a training video on how to make pottery products as well. This is the vase, the molding into different shapes, and the making of cups or water jar. And the potterer, they will use their hands. They don't use machines to mold the products into shape. So it's a handmade, 100% handmade products. Is there anything else that you like us to share, to show? Can we show the online shop that we post the products? And that page is actually an online shop that people can go in and buy the products. Is it this one? Which one do you want me to open? It's an online shop, actually. How do I go to the shop? On top? Ah, up there. Yes, that one. This is actually the photo that we took when we did the field work in Chan Nưa village, the actual photo. And they have variety of products, whether it's vase, lantern, a lamp, and there are ceramic that is made in Laos. And the purpose of making this website is that we want the younger generation to be able to have easier access to pottery and also attract their interest as well. And to see the importance of this art and this culture, that they are making beautiful products. And it's actually a unique culture of Lao people. So that's all. Yes, you can summarize and conclude. So it's the end of the presentation of Penguin team. If any friends or coaches, trainers, or any guests have any questions, please feel free to ask us. Thank you very much, Noi. Please give him an applause for the team.
For mixing up the language. So give an applause to the first team, the Penguin team, which consists of 5 team members, as you see already. And now I would like to invite the UNESCO collaborators. Let me just also introduce in this case that we have first, again, just after Dr. Feng Jing has already introduced the 3 of you. First, we have Dr. Jong-Wee Park from the United Nations University Institute of Advanced Study in Tokyo, and Ms. Kay Bassey, the founder of MatchMinds and the MatchMind Foundation, and Ms. Anna Yao, who is the member of the AppNH network, as well as the general manager from the University of Hong Kong. So I would like to invite 3 of you to please give a comment to what you have just seen from the first presentation of the Penguin team on the pottery of Banjana, please. Who would like to start first? So probably Dr. Jong-Wee Park, would you like to?
Thank you, and congratulations to the Penguin team. It was really, really amazing how what you have done for the very short period of time. And probably it was new to you as well, how the pottery was made and everything. And even the intangible cultural heritage is a big topic. Must have been a new topic, but I think you have digested really well and found the problems and how to solve the problems, coming up with the solutions. It was really great to see all this progress achievement that you made. So to that, I really thank all the trainers and facilitators for their really hard work for helping them actually. So I have one question actually, because we have 2 other great commentators as well. So we just have starting with one question, and maybe you can answer this question. So you said in your problem identification, you said Penguin team, you said one of the main problem actually is the lack of successor or producer of pottery, right? And so you want to solve this issue by introducing this ICT web page and videos to the young generation so that they are aware of this tradition, right? So if you were the youth who don't know anything about pottery and not interested in pottery in Laos, do you think you would be really motivated to jump into the pottery and learn how to make the pottery after you watch this video and also look at the website?
Yes, in my opinion, I think that if we see the website and see the video that we have never seen before, it would attract my interest because in daily use we use all these daily products like bowls and cups, and we don't know the process of making them. But if I see this video and show the process of making, I would be interested, and I would like to try my hand on it and see how difficult, how easy it is, and also make my own cup for my personal use at home. Thank you.
That's great. Yeah, I also was very interested in making and actually learning how to make your pottery actually after watching this video. So that's really great. Is the producer, right? Now you have to attract also the users, right? For this pottery, like after you made it, you have to attract the users. Then probably in your video, probably this video was not made for the users, but then you are attracting other young generation to produce. So maybe you can add that points what's the unique difference of Lao pottery in this village compared to other village of Laos, or compared to the pottery probably in Thailand or other countries in East, Southeast Asia, right? Then probably the makers or producers would focus on those unique features of probably the intangible cultural heritage of that pottery making, which will be attracting the users as well, right? So you can add a reminder in your video, what is a unique point that Lao pottery or the pottery from that village has that other pottery doesn't have. That might be a great point probably to add for the users and also producers to keep in mind. That's it.
Thank you very much, Donghui. So Dr. Park asked that it would be great to add in the video on the unique features of pottery of Ban Chan Nue in Luang Prabang in comparison to other places in Southeast Asia. So that is actually a very interesting take, that if the youth team want to improve their video, this should be one of the key things that you should add in. So thank you very much. Next, can I have Ms. Kay Bassey from the Meshmind and the Meshmind Foundations, please?
Thank you, Penguin team, for an excellent presentation. I really commend your efforts in creating a new website and also using the medium of video. So I think have you thought about the types of video that you could potentially create? So you've created a nice long video now, but lots of people are creating very short form videos these days. So maybe what can you communicate, maybe just in 60 seconds, maybe even 30 seconds? Can you make the video cuts very short, sharp, dynamic, fast messages? So that it comes across in a really engaging way and draws the audience in. Have you also thought about using the same content, but then putting it on different platforms? So your website is a great start, but have you thought about platforms like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram? So for example, there's an amazing Chinese vlogger, video blogger, and she just documents her daily life in China, and she's just a farmer. And she doesn't really speak, she positions her camera in very clever places, and she has millions and millions of views from all around the world because people love to just watch her simple daily life. And I wonder whether you might be able to use that same technique to shine a light on your amazing 62-year-old potter and shine a light into his life, his inspiration, his process, his creative process. Human beings love to watch and learn about other beings' creative process. And then 2 more points in relation to when you have your new content. Think about partnerships, growth through partnerships. Who else can shout about your website and your TikTok or your YouTube, etc.? Is the Lao Tourism Board? Could you write to them and say, we have a new website, please can you list it on your website listings, so that when people, international travelers are coming to Laos, they'll go onto the Laos Tourism Board website and say, oh, there's a lovely website here all about this amazing pottery. I'd like to go and click on that and learn more. And finally, always try to link your content to your shop or any other call to action that you are wanting the viewer to take on board. So if it is that you want people to go to your shop, then that needs to always be at the end of all of your videos. There needs to, the viewer should be there to learn about these things and learn about techniques. But if it is sales that you want to drive, for example, make sure that you say at the end, by the way, check out our online store. Okay, things like that. Oh, and I have one last thing. Photogrammetry could be interesting for you. So now every smartphone has the capability to take lots of photos. So if this is my object, for example, I just take lots and lots of photos from a 360 angle, and I can create a digital twin of that. There's lots of free apps and software that you can just use, download it from either the Android store or the Apple store, and you can create digital twins of your pottery. And then you can put that onto your website, and people viewing your website can see that object rotating in 3D. Okay, so those are little things that you might be able to think about for your content. Thank you so much.
Wow, okay, thank you very much. That's a lot of very good suggestions that the team can actually take on if they want to improve and grow from this very, very great website already. Like, I'm just summarizing again, like make a shorter, more dynamic video clips, like 60 seconds of everything. For example, use different platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Use think about finding partnership of friends to help you shout out about your websites, for example, the Lao Tourism Board, and always tag, like product tag your content in your products in the video that you create. Like, for example, at the end of the video, you can have like a button that you two can do, like click and it goes to your shop. Finally, you can also explore the 3D photography that is using with like free mobile application, and take a photo around an object and create this digital world of how to view an object in 3D. So thank you very much for all these very good advices. Last but not least, we have Anna Yao, who is a conservationist in her own training and project manager of the Center for Civil Society and Governance at the University of Hong Kong. So Anna, would you like to take the floor, please?
Yes, congratulations to this team. You have very good awareness about how to promote the pottery traditions and skills, and you have very good visuals, and also the website is well designed, and I can't believe you just achieved this within just a few months. So really congratulations to this team. All the efforts is well received. And on top of the previous two collaborators' comments, I would like you to suggest you to create a brand that make it really attractive and competitive in the market, because now you are really focused on the pottery. But actually, you have to make this product competitive in the market. Then you have to create a new, more attractive to youth kind of brand or design that make it competitive in the market. So what I would suggest is you should think about making more collaboration in the local level, or even among the 5 teams. So because sustainability is actually not just about the product, it could impact the whole supply chain. So for example, you have the product now, how about the packaging? How about the method of delivery to the customers? Maybe you can collaborate with your next door team about like bamboo, using the bamboo to make a basket, or like traditional fabric to make a packaging or a kind of gift set to goes with your pottery product. Then you will have a greater impact, because you are not just benefiting the pottery community, but also the other traditional craftsmanships and also traditional culture. And also I will suggest you to look at how to make the activities, try to direct your online promotion into offline activities, so that people can get into the site more easily. So maybe you need to cover more information, including how to access to the site, location of the site, etc. These are basic information that you may cover in your website that direct really traffics to the site, and really look into and communicate or have interactions with the craftsmanship masters and community. So this kind of interactions is really important, because for the local communities, the external recognition is really important. When they see people from the foreign, tourists or experts or people who are visiting them, they will feel they are proud of themselves, and eventually they could help to create more impact in the local level. So these are few suggestions that I would suggest you to further consider, and I hope you will have step-by-step achievements and success in the short to near future.
Wow, thank you very much, Anna. So that's also a very good comment as well. So Anna, I'm just summarizing again, like, first of all, it will be great, like, because like right now you're already doing great, the Penguin team. You can even create a brand to be more competitive in the market and make more collaboration with local pottery makers and other youth teams in this room as well. And it is not that, and also because like sometimes Anna said that it's not only about the product itself, but it's also about the packages, about the experience of the people who are receiving it. And the packages and other things could also be done by other craftsmanship that is related as well. Also to have some of the online promotion in an offline activities, like showing how people could come to the pottery studio easily, like how easy they can come, and always maintain the interaction with the pottery practitioners to create new activities and make them proud. When more people are proud, they can make like such a larger impact to this initiative. So thank you very much, Anna, Jongwee, and Kay for such great comments. And that wraps up for the first team. Congratulations, Team Penguin. You have officially graduated, basically. So ส้มเซยน้องๆทั้งทีมทั้ง5 คนนะเจ้า Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next team, which is, one moment, the next team, which is team ใดเจ้ามาเลย team Wolf Wolf team หมาป่าI'm gonna share screen of Team Mapa. Okay. มายังเจ้า โอเค น้องๆที่อยู่ที่ศูนย์นะเจ้าเตรียมพร้อมนะคะจะได้ไม่เสียเวลาในการเดิน
And also for the other team, please also be prepared.
เชิญทีมหมาป่าเลยเจ้า
Can
เชิญทีมห
we
มาป่า
have the representative of the wolf team to start
Okay.
presenting, please?
เห็นจอบอลองเลื่อนดูนะคะ
Her sound is very soft. So we are going to present to you on the problems, the interesting factors to attract the interest of Lao youth to see the importance of the basket to weaving. And for our team, we are creating a solar cell lamp. We'd like to introduce the members of our team. There are 4 people in our team. There's Golden, Mina, Sunikon, and Maniwan. We use design thinking to understand the problems. We empathize, first define, ideate, prototype, and test. The target group for our team is Uncle Kamon, who is 71 years of age. He teaches basket weaving in Huan Chan. He lives in Jampet district in Siang Man village. He is the person who wished to safeguard the heritage in the basket weaving. The problems of our target group is that how can we safeguard basket weaving and create interest of Lao youth to support the basket weaving, Lao basket weaving, and also wish to inherit this art into the future. This is the stage where we generate ideas, which we brainstorm different type of products that we wanted to make, and at the end we concluded to make a solar cell lamp. The first design stage looks like this. This is when we first design, and we test the idea where we went to see Uncle come on to see our idea, and we receive a number of ideas to make changes. And this is the second step of our design, and we came up to be a lamp that looks like this, which we make change according to the suggestions of Uncle Kamon and also from our team's idea. And we started making the solar cell lamp. The tools are needed are knife, the scissors, the plier, the wooden products, and also solar cell, solar panel, and the bulb. And after we complete it, it looks like this. So there are 3 designs. And our message would be to invite everyone to safeguard this art. And then we went to the user to get the feedback. And we found that the user in the community, whether it's the owner of the hotel, they are interested in this unusual look of the lamp, and they want Uncle Kamon to make more of this lamp for them. Next, we would like to show you the video that we made. My name is Mina Thanomsak, and I am Modem Kwangkyamani. Both of us are from Move team, and we're from the Luang Prabang Youth Ambassador Forum. We're going to take you to see the basket weaving heritage in Luang Prabang, and we will take you to talk to the producer in the local village. My name is Kamon. I work in Huan Chan in Luang Prabang. In Vientiane Chan, I was known as Kam Hong. What is your profession? My work is basket weaving. When I was studying, I was learning mechanic, but when I'm older, I started working on basket weaving because I have not enough energy to work with machinery, with big machinery anymore. So now I'm working in basket weaving, and Huan Chan knows of my skills, so they asked me to come and work here and teach people who are interested to learn. And I also make different weaving products for tourists or for anyone interested to buy. My family mostly are farmers. None of them are working in office. Why do you weave baskets? Because this is like I like this work, and the products that I make can both be sold and also be used, and I make good quality ones, so to use other products from others that others make, it's not as good as the one that I make, so I tend to make my own. And the materials that we need are like the knife and I use the knife to cut the bamboo, and also sand the bamboo and rolled it to make it soft. And can you tell us about the process of making or weaving baskets, please? Apart from the materials that I was talking about before, and also the bamboos that we use, like different types of bamboos, sang, bong. What are the difference between the weaving in the past and now? It's actually quite a lot of changes. Because the patterns changes, so I make new patterns and also supply to different hotels, and there is quite a lot of demand. Actually, I sometimes cannot make it enough to the order. Do your children like this profession? Not really. They don't really like to weave baskets because they're not patient enough, even though they started liking at first, but they only start a little bit and then they stop. It's not like us. Why don't the younger generation don't like this career? I don't know. I tell them many times, but they only come and help here and there a little bit, and they don't like to do any further. do you want to like get attract successors? Yes, I want to make a group. Like there is a disability group who are interested and they also have a group for their work for the disabilities, and I also want to make a weaving group as well, but there's not enough interest to form a group. And I want to teach to the new generation so that these arts carries on to the future, to the next generation, but that is the problem. In terms of the challenges that I have is the logistics difficulties. Like I have to go and get bamboos and stuff, so it's not that easy now with an old age. And can you make a lamp? Yes, I can make. Do you know about solar energy? Yes, I know a little bit. What do you know about solar energy? Before we use the battery, right? But now we use the energy from the sun to generate power, and it can be used to save electricity. So our products that we want to create, it's a lamp, a solar cell lamp. What do you think about that? I think it would be good if we make like a natural products. Do you think it would be good if more people use like basket products and use Lao made products? Yes, that would be good. Lastly, is there any message you'd like to pass to the younger generation? Yes, I would like to attract in the interest of younger generations so that this culture can be passed on to the newer generation and last into the future. So that was the video from the Wolf team and also the life of Uncle Come On. So as the youth, I would like to invite everyone to learn about basket weaving from Uncle Come On. So this is the end of our video. Thank you very much. So for the video that you have seen is our Wolf team. We want to show the livelihood, the background of Uncle Come On, and we want to hear his idea on how he would like to safeguard the heritage. And the products that we came up with is the solar cell lamp, because right now if we use electricity, it's better to use alternative source of energy that is friendlier to the environment. So we would like to hear the comments from our mentors, our coach and trainers on this. Thank you.
So thank you very much, the Wolf team. And so for this team, they're doing it. They're focusing on creating the solution as a product, which is this solar cell lamp made of the weaving, the traditional weaving techniques. So I would like to invite our UNESCO collaborators again. Oh, they are showing the product. Just one moment. Go themเอาขึ้นมาที่จอเจ้า. This is the actual product. This is actually the first time we all see the product as well, because they kept it secret to us for the past 2 months. This is beautiful. And we're actually talking behind the scenes, like among the UNESCO admin team, that it looks very similar to the this year APEC Summit logo. So that's practically like you can tie in with the APEC in the meantime. Beautiful. Thank you very much. And the decoration, I think you call it talio or something, which is also a traditional pattern as well. ขอบใจหลายๆ เจ้า Wolf team. So I would like to invite for now, Kay, would you like to start?
Sure, thank you so much. It is genuinely a really beautiful object, so really, really well done. And I really look forward to you building out more of these beautiful lamps. I think in relation to Uncle Cameron, I think you need to think about your brand storytelling. I think that there's a really beautiful story that you can start to unfold about his creative process. I understand his problem, though, that there's only one of him, and that he can't like make thousands and thousands of these all of the time. But therefore, perhaps in your brand storytelling, you might want to think about positioning it as more of a limited edition item. And perhaps because of technology, we're allowed to have conversations with potential customers nowadays. So what some people are doing is on Instagram or on TikTok, they invite people to say, what would you like to see us create next time? So for example, this one, you have beautiful stars hanging down, but you could invite your potential customers to say, oh, I would like some different types of geometric shapes next time. What more can you do? And then when you get that challenge from your potential customer, then you make a little video showing your amazing Uncle Cameron to be creating, this is how I create one with more triangles or concentric circles, or this is how I break down when the challenge is set. How do I think about the design and creative process to then involve basket weaving? How do I make something out of this basket weaving technique? So that's kind of audience participation. And another one I really liked him saying is that my baskets are better than other people's. Well, I'd love to, the other thing that you're starting to see on social media is reaction videos. So you could always show him watching a video about someone else's design and say, ha, but mine is better. Let me show you how mine is better. And so inviting people into the brand and the creative process story, I think is one way that you could help people to understand the beautiful power of basket weaving. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kay. That's very good challenge as well for the Wolf team to carry on. Like the first thing, think of the brand storytelling more, like on how you can position this very niche handmade lamp as a limited edition, and then use social media to have the conversation, you know, creating a new challenges. That's something beyond what you could think of yourself. Like what other people who are the potential customers for you would want you, like the uncle, to make next. And then make the video about that uncle making that challenges come true. That is called the audience participation. Also the reaction video showing the uncle looking at other people making the thing, and then just say like, I could do it better. And he could make that. So that could also be like one way that you can, you know, have the direct communication with your potential customers and community of people making this. Thank you very much, Kay. That's very creative suggestions. So next, Anna, would you like to take the floor?
Yes. Again, congratulations to this Roof teams. It's a very good video, and it's a really good trial to produce a new design by the traditional bamboo weaving skills and technique. I have a few suggestions. I think the idea is really good, but it may be not need to have some variation that should for different countries or different contexts or different form of users in hotel, in restaurant, or even in households. So currently the design is more sophisticated and maybe is more suitable for higher affordable customers like hotels or restaurants to put into their shops. But I think it would be worthwhile to also study a cheaper variation, a cheaper, simpler product that could be more affordable to like normal people that they could buy and use in their households. So I think this is one of the future project that you may further explore. And the second one is, I think it's quite difficult to start a business with just one prototype. So I agree with Kate said, you have to ask more people and ask them to critically comment on your product and to continue to improve it. And to a certain point, you may start to request or ask for crowdfunding or pre-order, so that you can really collect a small amount of funds to really kickstart a small quantity of pre-orders, and you can continue the business step by step. And associated with your business, I would also suggest you to think about how to drive, how to direct the profit of your business, and going back to the local community instead of just one masters. Can you also make the profit beneficial to the local community? For example, those who help to harvest the bamboo, or some of the people who help in the simpler procedures in the process of the making. So I think, for example, the existing system like 1% Planet or similar kind of things. Can you think of a similar program that so that you guaranteed a certain percentage of your profit could really benefit the sustainable development of the community? So these are the few things I think you could further explore, and I think it will be worthwhile, if possible, the national government or city level government could have a recognition scheme to collectively gather all these kind of new design, innovative products and promote them together to local community or even overseas or international market. So these are a few suggestions. I think is a very worthwhile to continue the project, and I hope you will have a success.
Thank you very much, Anna, as well for very constructive comments. So Anna suggests that you need more product variations. Right now it looks really posh, it looks really luxurious for hotel. You could also explore a cheaper variation, so more people in a household, at homes, could also afford it as well. And secondly, also to ask for crowdfunding. Aside from asking for people to be critical on your product so you can improve, ask for crowdfunding is very free. There are many free crowdfunding platforms on internet offering pre-order and getting the money first to do a certain amount of thing and then deliver the promised product to them. And also to think about how you can also expand and disseminate benefit to more local community members, such as the bamboo harvester, the other people who help in the process of making, aside from the weavers himself. There are many international and national programs that you can actually use as example. You should guarantee that some parts of your income goes to ensuring sustainable development of your community, and connect also to local governmental agencies for help in promoting as well. Okay, thank you very much, Anna. Lastly, Zhongwei, please.
Yes, thank you very much. It's an excellent product and presentation as well. I really congratulate the UF team. I can see two marriages in this products. One, the first marriage is the marriage between the innovation and tradition. It was really, really great to see the innovation actually was embedded into the tradition, and then tradition is alive with the innovations. It was really, really great marriage. The second marriage is the culture and sustainable development. We always says, you know, culture has to be center of all the sustainable development goals. You know, if you know, we have 17 sustainable development goals, and then we always says culture is missing. Culture has to be part of this sustainable development goal. But that was just a rhetoric, and I didn't really see the concrete examples like this on how actually the culture can be part of or the driver for the sustainable development goals. This is actually, among many others, can be a very good example of sustainable development goal number 7, affordable energy and renewable energy using solar panel. So it's really a great example. So I really congratulate you on this great achievement. If I may, I have just one comment. So you heard from the master, Uncle, I don't remember his name, Uncle, and then he was saying his children are not interested in this production of basket, right? And then when you guys rightly asked him why, and he said he doesn't know, it's just because they are not patient enough, and so on and so forth. You probably could have asked or interviewed his children or master's children, other master's children, and to see why they are not really interested in the traditional intangible cultural heritage or making process of all these great tradition. And then what you can do actually to scale up this great example in Lao and then beyond is you could probably talk to the education office or Ministry of Education somehow through the Ministry of ICT that we are working together, or schools simply. Our generation are not interested in this kind of tradition because according to my interview is this and that. So can we actually include this in some of our learning activities or curriculum or subjects, because we would be probably interested in, probably get interest in this after learning from this and that from the school. It can be embedded and then we will be exposed to this kind of tradition early enough. Then we will probably have more aware of this great tradition of the village. Right? So you can reach out to probably the education office or school principal or ministry, higher level, or reach out to the UNESCO over there. And then they will probably help you guys to talk to the ministry to have this great example into the curriculum and school activity. So that's it from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zhonghui. So it's more like a comment also to UNESCO and to the local partners here as well. So Zhonghui is commenting on the aspect of like how this is such a great example to pair the sustainable development with culture, how culture contribute to sustainable development, especially on the social and economic side of it. And that when you do the interview, when you conducted the interview, aside from asking the uncle, like interview the uncle extensively, you should also interview his children who he does not know yet why they are not interested to continue this craftsmanship. And you can also extend to talk to the education sector in Luang Prabang, for example, the Ministry of ICT, or simply talking to schools and ask them to include the basket weaving as a part of their local subject. Who knows, you might get more producers of such basket to help the uncle and expand this to a bigger business. So thank you very much, Zhonghui, and thank you, Kay and Anna as well for the comments. We're going to, one moment, the Wolf team, do you want to respond to some of the comments? We still have a bit of time. Would you like to say something? Godem and Mina, or it's good?
Yes. For the Wolf team, we would like to thank for the opportunities that we receive from UNESCO And I also would like to thank all our team and also the master who help us to achieve these products. And Uncle Kamon actually teach basket weaving in Huan Chan. For anyone who are interested in learning, you can go to Huan Chan to learn with him. So that's all from me. In the video, Uncle Kamon said that he said that he would like to also work with the disability group. However, there's not enough support. That's why his idea didn't materialize. So we would like to spread this message to the wider community so that for anyone who are interested in supporting the basket weaving and also the disability group, they can have the opportunities to support Uncle Kamon.
Thank you very much, Wolf team. So thank you very much. And next team, please, please come sit now. And we're going to move on with the third team, the elephant team, who is working on another performing arts called the Ancient Recital and Alphabets of Luang Prabang. So what are they doing with that? Let's hear them out. กลุ่มทราบ
สบายดีทางทุกท่านที่อยู่ในซูมแลบ
สบายดี Sabadi friends and ladies and gentlemen, my name is Somla Ponmalai. Our team includes Ponmalai, Manichan, and 3 others.
เป็นคำหลังพื้นเมืองเป็นปัจจุบันแม่น
This is a recital reading that is ancient art that is started to disappear in our community. Our target group or the person, the master that we contact is Aunt Kamlek, who is 65 years old, who lives in Don Mai village, and she is a housewife, but she is interested and love in recital reading and take like a freelance side job to do recital reading in festivals and ceremonies. And the problems that identified by the practitioner here is she wants to attract the interest of the younger generation to understand the contents and interested to inherit this art and safeguard it. During the ideation, we were thinking on how we can promote this art and this culture. We choose to promote by online because the book industry is disrupted by online technology. So we want to create awareness, raise awareness of these recital reading via online technology as well. The prototype that we made after the ideation process, we developed or created a short video clip that shows recital reading in festivals, in ceremonies. because we found that not many people know about recital reading. And then we show the prototype to the master or the practitioner, and she gave some advice. And what was good was that the decision to promote the recital reading via online, it's a good idea, and she is ready to support the idea and also the developing of the video. And the areas to improve is the process of the video making is to ensure that it doesn't violate privacy and not to disrupt or create too much disruption or inconvenience. And there is additional questions whether we can find any support to establish a center to teach and recover or like recover this art, this recital reading. So after we define the problems and also brainstorm the ideas and prototype and getting the feedback, we did the video filming into schools and also filming 2 masters. And one problem that we found is that the auntie was sick. But she already invited many people, but due to her commitment, due to her passion, she actually went to the hospital and get drips for the half the day, and then in the afternoon she come back to participate in our filming. So it shows her sacrifice and show her passions and her spirit in this art. So now I would like to show you the video that we had made.
จักดิเขาก็บ่ฮู้คือกันเรื่องนี้
กาฮูได้หนึ่ง
We can't see the video.
การอ่าน
Okay. We don't see the video from here. Thank you.
Do you know about recital reading, Luang Prabang recital reading? No, I don't know. I don't know about it. Yes, I know a little bit. what do you understand about recital reading? It's a reading of Lao language that is generally conducted in the festivals. It comes from imagination, and it's put in writing so that the younger generation understand about the livelihood of the older generation. Since the 14th century, recital readings are everywhere in whichever ethnic groups with their uniqueness. Like during the Nhoi King era, the recital readings talks about love, about livelihood, about farming, and that's what we see from the older materials. Until the 18th century, the king at that time was Anulutta King, who built the Pusi Stupa in Luang Prabang, and in that event, all the villages were invited, and they bring with them their arts, their shows, their performance. And the king actually used that event to choose, make a competition and choose which arts is like that represents each area or that area. And recital reading was mixed with the playing of drums and other musical instruments. Like it would mix like between recital reading and also some musical instruments. And recital reading it's like we're talking or giving good wishes. It's different from like reading newspapers or reading books or when we study. But this is like the recital reading embedded in arts and music. This is Aunt Kamlek. Recital reading is my family tradition, and I really love it because if we listen to it carefully, and it has some educational message in there about what women should behave and the dress of the women, which is told in the recital reading. That's why I really love this art. It's not normal reading. It's not only for entertainment as well. It's about the teaching of the tradition of the culture, because for those who understand about recital reading, they might say, I don't know what they say. I don't understand anything. But for the ones who love it like I do, they would say, for example, like when they read or there would be phrases about the love between husbands and wife, and what is the traditions of husband and wife should treat each other. So I like this message that is educational and teaching of the tradition that is embedded in the recital reading.
เอาย่อยแค้นมากเบ่งเสอพะนางเอ้ย อ้ายอยากเห็นยามเมื่อน้องเขาลงสู่นำจะงามแย้มตึมเท่าใด
ได้ยินไอ้นั้นทำข่าวบ้านก็ทำข่าวบิดามารดาเช้าพระนางยังพออยู่ไว้เอ่ยยังแต่จิตอีน้องมาเป็นหวังแก้วกะองค์ไทยเบาพี่สายนั่นเลว
This is like she was talking about what they say when they greeting, when they meet each other and they greet and ask about how your family, how's your father and mother and stuff. Now the video is talking about the behind the scene. Luang Prabang recital reading.
Wow. Sôm sơi lại. Sôm sơi.
So the video talks about the background about recital reading and also explain the meaning of recital reading and what it is actually.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think that after this forum, everybody can go just make movies. Thank you for the like all the very good quality of work turns out. And so now I would like to invite our UNESCO collaborators to comment on this particular project as well. And after this project, we're going to have a break for a bit, for 3 minutes, just for everybody to stretch out. So please, Anna, you first.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's a very wonderful moment to listen to all this recital and the video, and it's we have very similar culture in China or also in Hong Kong, which face very similar situations, and I think one of the issues that the problems of this ICH is the loss of the context, because in the past you can understand they are farming community and their lack of entertainment, and they don't have like radio or televisions or online facilities like nowadays, and so their only entertainment is like singing, and also in the rural context they don't have much education, so they have to do this kind of informal education through entertainment. So this is the context that how the ICH was originated, but we don't have this context now, so it's quite difficult to really transmit or sustain this safeguard this ICH in its original context. It has to be adaptive to the modern society and modern context. So a similar case in of this kind of ICH is to push them or transform them into a performing art. And at this moment, I think the really urgent task is to do proper documentations and also provide them with more opportunities for these really skilled musicians mastered to perform in the public space, so that we can build some awareness about the urgency of safeguarding this kind of ICH. And I think younger generation that you may focus is not the really young 20s or 30s generations. I think for this kind of performing art, it is quite rely on life experience. So if you don't have enough life experience, it's quite difficult to get the emotional response from the audience. And actually performing arts is quite important. I mean, the emotional response is really, really important, particularly for performing art. If you are touched by the music, touched by the stories, then you don't have like a reason to convince to support this kind of performing art. So I think you may target the younger generation of the 40s or 50s, because the master are now in 60s, 70s, 80s. Their younger generation could be 40s and 50s. And if they have a group of people who can continue and sustain these traditions, then it could still alive. I think the target group that you could focus on the promoting could change to 40s or 50s. So you can still adopt the online strategies, but the online strategy may be a little bit different from those who are in the 20s or 30s. So this is my recommendation for you to continue the services and also the promotion strategies.
Thank you very much, Anna. So like the key point is that in terms of like, because of the nature and the situation of the ICH, like the focus for the target audience should be like an older age group than what you think you're doing. So probably like 40 to 50 and still using the online strategy, but with a different kind of nature of the media to the younger group. So thank you very much. Jongwi, you're next, please.
Yes, thank you very much. The movie was really, really well made. This group's movie, I really liked it. It's like very emotional and it captures all the story of all the recital masters. It was really great. I really loved this movie. And I really agree with Anna that everybody after this forum may probably become a movie maker and professional movie makers. It's really well done. So congratulations. I think Anna really made a great point as the expert in this area. From me, probably, I'm not an expert in performing art or any culture aspects. So my comment would be, maybe you can look back, try to think, reflect whether your video, which is really nicely made, is really matching the problem that you identified. Right, so the problem that you identified is disappearing recital, right? Disappearing recital. So you are making really a great movie and then raising an awareness about this beauty of the recitals, right? So that was really, really nicely done. But then going further, if we want to motivate younger generation, like 40s, as Anna said, or even younger, they will watching this. They will be watching this movie with really great emotion and then proud and everything. But would they really put themselves into the recital art, right? What will be their share that they can do to promote this kind of art, right? So you probably can interview or again younger generation. You did already to ask them, do you know this recital or allow recite ancient art recital? So you already done that, but then probably you can interview them how we can actually help them to motivate more on this recital art, and then also you can give them some kind of role in promoting this performing art as well, if you convert them into or transform into the performing art. The third probably way is actually in Korea. I don't know if you know the K-pop trend nowadays. So in Korea, actually now the younger generation going back to Korean traditional songs and really like really old songs and not like, it's like ancient songs, you know. Then they're trying to merge the K-pop with those ancient songs. And it's really now many people are amazed with how beautiful Korean traditional song can be with the K-pop. So probably you can also think about that way. I mean, studying more on the trends and preference of the younger generation, and then try to see how you can merge the pop or the more accessible music with this performing art. That would be really a big step forward, probably. Yeah. So well done. Congratulations again. Thank you.
Thank you, Jung-Wee. So Jung-Wee also agree with Anna in terms of like you might want to rethink whether you're really like the output of your project matches the problems that you first identify, which is the disappearance of this art form. But the video perfectly shows the beauty of this art form, but at the same time, you have to ask yourself back whether it also makes people able to be in a position to help promoting this art form further, like people who don't know about it or have little knowledge about it. And you should interview more of the young people, like asking deeper questions, like from the fact that they don't know, but then they, like once they know, can they help promoting this to to more people? And Jung-Wee also raised example of the K-pop that these days they merges ancient songs, traditional songs into their art, and it makes more people from outside and inside the countries be more aware of the traditional art form. So thank you very much, Jung-Wee. Lastly, Kay, please.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the amazing presentation. And in fact, I just want to riff on what Jung-Wei was saying. I also wrote down K-pop in my notes here, but for a slightly different reason. And the point that I was going to make around K-pop is that we don't need to be successful as a musician and only sing in English these days. If you look at the popularity of K-pop, it's incredible to see people all over the world singing along in Korean, but maybe they don't even know what they're singing, but they just love the melodies and the sounds. So from my perspective, I was thinking, would you be able to think about creating a perhaps meditation channel? Perhaps you would be able to go onto Spotify and create a podcast that people can subscribe to, because maybe they don't necessarily follow exactly what the recital is saying, but they absolutely love the meditative sounds of the beautiful recitals. Okay, so expanding to a global audience via a subscription-based Spotify podcast could be one avenue. Another way is video blogging. So you've started already on making an amazing video, but comments from before as well, make them bite-sized. I want to hear maybe a little interview with the performers, but I also want to hear about how about these musical instruments? How about these traditional clothing, these different aspects that you can put together in maybe like a 30-second did you know type of video blog. I was also then thinking about art. So are you able to perhaps collaborate with artists to then be able to draw out what is the recital about? So rather than having to explain to somebody what about the love story, etc., maybe an artist could be able to draw out the love story. Even better than that would be to perhaps use a technique like stop motion. So stop motion photography is just drawing something, taking a photo, drawing another little bit of it and taking another photo, putting all of those photos together, and then you can have a very, very simple animation. So perhaps an animation could go along with your recital. Whilst people are listening to it, they're seeing this beautiful, maybe a couple embracing in love. And like, aha, this recital is all about love. So inviting people into these recitals without having to kind of explain to them in more words what it is about, right? And finally, maybe if it's possible, I don't know if you can, but if you could get your hands on a 360 video or a camera, it would be really, really magical to be able to let people like me who are outside Laos to feel like they're inside the room with the recital going on. I can't just watch just the performer, but using 360 on perhaps 360 on YouTube, I can pan around the room like, oh, this is where the recital is taking place. I can see the setting and I want to be there even more. you know? So using these different little techniques that basically riff on the same things that you've been doing in your video, but splicing it up and looking at it slightly differently, I think. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kay. So comments from Kay, like, first of all, like, you don't need to speak English to be famous globally these days. And like, there's always better and more and very attractive for people today to make a short version of your long things, like create a podcast on Spotify, create a bite-sized clip for people to have like a taste of different aspects of this art form. For example, you can also use animation from the free apps like stop motion to make animation that help communicate the Lao versatile language to people who don't speak Lao as well, or use the 360-degree camera to let people outside feel like they are in that room. Like when you take a photo, I can actually see, Somsuk is one of the very, very apt photographer. I can see that he will want to buy that camera right now. But thank you very much, Kay, and thank you, the Elephant team, for the great job. Like, thank you, have a hand to all the 5 of you again. And we're going to break for 3 minutes, everyone. Let's break for 3 minutes and we'll come back at 10:57. Thank you very much. To the Rapid team.
First of all, my respect to distinguished guests. And dear friends in other teams. Before we go into our presentation, I would like to introduce our team members. We are a Rabbit team. There are 4 people in our team. My name is Sok Sai, the team leader. There's also Tatun, the third. Oh, actually, myself is Manasin. Mr. Sok Sai is the team leader. And the 4th one is Miss Wan Kam. Pottery products is the intellectual heritage, one of the heritage that has been passed on from generation to generation for more than 400 years until now. To empathize with the situation and the problems from the field visit and interview to understand the problems of the practitioner and also analyze the data that we collected to find out the solutions that is appropriate and also find out what we can do to help. When we define the problems from the interview of the practitioner, which is Uncle Tong Wan, who is 54 years of age, he said that his problem that he would like us to help is there is an insufficient amount of storage areas and also not enough the oven, the baking oven, and also the stamp to make patterns. They only have one pattern. After we analyze the data and generate ideas, we propose different solutions and work with the user or the practitioner to find the most appropriate solution to Luang Thong Wan's problems, and that led to the prototype. And this is our prototype. The one on the right is to address the insufficient amount of kiln or the oven, but due to our to support them on the storage area and also the oven or the kiln. And from the advice from our mentors, we selected the second idea or the second solutions, which is the pattern stamps that we can help solve or address the problem. And we make a number of stamps, and the materials used to make these is like a carving tools that has different shape of tips, and also stones or rocks, and also wood. After we generate ideas and also made the prototype, we test these prototypes with the user to ensure that our solution is appropriate and can address the problems. And it's as shown. This is what we have done. The first photo is the jar, and we use different stamps that we created to make patterns. And these stamps or the patterns that we made are the unique patterns of Laos, like the flower and different flower, champa flower, soy sap flower, and good vegetables pattern. And these are the new patterns that we work together to come up with this pattern so that the pottery products can have variety of pattern. So this wraps up the presentation of Rabbit team. Next, we would like to show the video that we made. The subtitle said, Rabbit team would like to present to you on pottery. From the telling of the elders of Chan Nua village, this heritage has been carried out since Giao Pha Ngum era, and Zhou Pha Ngum or the King Pha Ngum came to this area and saw the uniqueness of the soil here and gathered the communities in this area to make pottery products. And since then, the art or this heritage has been with the community in Changnua since then. In the past, the products that they create was the water jug, but now the products has been more variety, like the lamp, lanterns, vase, bowl, cup. All of these are handmade. At the moment, currently there are only 9 families who are practicing this art. And Uncle Tong once said that pottery involves a long process, starting from preparing the soil, the grinding of the soil before we can make it into pottery products, and also baking. And all of these processes require patience and time before we can make beautiful products. And this shows the uniqueness and the culture of this culture. So Rapid team would like to invite all the younger generation or anyone who are interested in pottery, please come to the Ban Chan Nua Pottery Center. We are very happy to be selected to be part of the Youth Ambassador Forum, to be part, to contribute in promoting the intangible cultural heritage in Laos. This is Soisa pattern, Hakgut flower pattern. So this is the end of the presentation by Rapid team. And I would like to invite all the younger generation in Laos. If you are interested in pottery, you can go to Chan Nua village, Jom Pet districts in Luang Prabang province.
So for this team, thank you very much, the Rabbit team. For this team, they make the video in a portrait format, which could fit. Oh, okay, there are some of sample products. So the solution for this team, I think they're making this imprintment, like replication of the imprintment, just to make it easier for the potters to produce the pattern, and so it's faster in the production process. So without further ado, can I have the first commentator? Kay, would you like to take the floor, please?
Thank you so much. I really, really love your focus on the pattern stamps, and I think it's a really rich area for you to focus on further brand storytelling. One thing that occurs to me is that in England, for example, there is a TV show called The Great Pottery Showdown, and it's a competition on a weekly basis where potters go against each other to try to show that they have the best skills. So some of these TV shows have very large followings. So for example, if you go onto Facebook, the Great Pottery Throwdown community is over 100,000 people strong. And I'm wondering whether they would actually be interested in trying to buy your pattern stamps. What you're creating is incredibly unique and handmade. So perhaps there are people all around the world, not maybe just in Laos and Laotian youth, but who would like to have their hands on one of your amazing pattern stamps. So I'm wondering whether you might be able to use social media to try to tell people, oh, we could actually send these to you wherever you are in the world. Secondly, in relation to also always, audience participation, maybe again, using social media, you could ask people, what would you like to see on the next pattern stamp? Is it your favorite bird, your favorite flower, your favorite leaf, whatever it is? also thinking, how could you crowdsource more of these amazing patterns? Perhaps you could have an annual competition where you're asking people, oh, what would you like to design? And then you have a competition and some judges to say, these are the best picked crowdsourced patterns that we're going to make into new pattern stamps that we can sell in Laos and around the world. And finally, just in relation to the final object, once the vase actually has lots of different patterns, there's another layer of storytelling that you could get into there. So you could say, this particular vase has 3 types of patterns. Do you see that there's a bird here, there's a plant here, etc.? And then you can tell again the story of that particular vase and how those patterns come together to tell a story. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kay. A lot of very, very intuitively creative comments as well. So first of all, there's like that UK show that Kay would suggest you watching, and the people in that particular community of that show is very large, as she said. So it's like one of the example of like possibility that you can communicate through social media to people outside Laos that to advertise about your patterns and to see like if people would like to use this pattern for their pot and for the pottery practices, for example. And then you can use social media also to ask people, like what Kay suggested to the previous group as well, ask people, what do they want to see in the new pattern of the stamp? So have other people's brain to help you think of a new design as well. And ask yourself as well how you can crowdsource the pattern making process, because even pattern making also requires some labors, right? So you can make a competition, for example, to vary and to come up with new patterns every year or every now and then, as well as the multi-pattern vase that we have seen in your video can be a great storytelling medium. Thank you very much, Kay. Next, we would like Jongwei to please comment.
Thank you very much for the great example of this pottery making and also how to conserve and then probably spread out more of this great tradition of pottery making in Bancana. And this group, actually, Rabbit group, was, I think, probably one of the best groups here who found the solutions to the problem more specifically. I think the problem that you focused on was more on the master's side. So the masters want to make the pottery in a more mass way rather than limited edition, right? So with the stems and the masters probably can produce more potteries to meet the demands of the users. So that was actually a really good example of how you can ideate and emphasize the problem bearers and make it as a product or tangible product. So that was really good. Congratulations. But I also want to know actually from the master's perspective, maybe for your next step, you could probably ask the masters or other art experts on the trade-offs between the limited edition and mass production. Okay, so you probably with the stems, you could do more mass production, but it may lose some kind of, how do you say, scarcity. And then if you are making a lot of the same products, then the value automatically is going down a bit. And then when you are having a handmade limited edition, especially for those potteries and the pattern making and everything, if it's like, it has a little subtle differences from this product, that product. I think that's the beauty of handmade and limited edition. So people actually going for that kind of value of scarcity. So you probably want to talk to the masters what they really want to focus on or value in terms of scarcity and mass production, probably for their next pottery making or their business direction. Second point is I remember the Penguin team also did this pottery making, right? And then Penguin team made a great story out of pottery masters, whereas your team, Rabbit, you guys did really hands-on experience. You guys made your own pottery with the knowledge and stamp and everything. So if you guys, like a penguin team and rabbit team, can collaborate together and try to, how can I say, supplement or complement what you experienced as a maker, rabbit team, and then what they experienced, penguin team, as the storyteller, that would be really, really good combination of making your project a step further. So that's my suggestion, to have a collaboration with the penguin team. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jong-Wee. So 2 points. Like, first of all, like, I agree with Jong-Wee. This is a great pinpoint solution for the pod master. So it's like a very, very commendable way to ideate. And you should also, like, to think further from here, you should learn more from the pod masters on the trade-off, like what they would choose between being a limited edition, like being rare, like, and like, you know, take long time to make a handmade thing, or being a mass production by using a lot of the stamps and everything, and they produce quicker, but at the same time they have more supplies and the demand is well met more. So which one do they choose? You have to ask the practitioners, not asking yourself, but ask the practitioners. And secondly, you, like, as Jong-Wee said, the penguin and the rabbit team should collaborate and complement each other on being, like, from the two different perspectives of telling the story, like from a maker's perspective and from the, like, from the observer's perspective of the actual master doing it. Thank you very much. Lastly, Anna, please.
Yes, congratulations to this team. The video is really a good showcase of how the process of pottery making was made. And continuing on your idea of the stamps, I would suggest it should not just focus on one family business. As you mentioned in the video, there are total 9 families in the area and they form a village. So I would suggest you to consider whether you can help the village, the whole community, to do a trademark or a kind of local brand logo that is made by this village. So they could use this stamp on their products, and it will help them to distinguish themselves from other pottery making locations, and also identify them as the inheritors or transmitters of this traditional heritage. So further to this idea, I think, as you also mentioned in the video, there are some socio-economic problems that are faced by the community. For example, they don't have enough cranes. So I just wonder whether this land problem, they could not occupy more land, or they don't make enough profit for further investment, or the local bank or local government, they refuse to provide further loans or supports, or they don't have enough skills, manpower to support the further development. So these are some of the socio-economic issues that I found you have identified, but yes, to solve. So one of my suggestions is also related to the local brand, logo, or trademarks, is to whether you can help them in collaboration with the other team to help this village to establish a new platform or cooperatives that help them to look for ways to more suitably utilize the village common resources, and help them gather their power to ask for government recognition of the skills, or to look for more land or more investment, so that they can have further development to continue the skills and their business. So these are 2 things that I think you may consider further to continue this very meaningful project.
Thank you very much, Anna. So for Anna, it's also on about focusing on other potter families aside from the family that you interview on the spot. We understand it's the limit of time that you have, but at the same time, there are chances after this to expand, to include others. Once you include others, we can think of the idea of having a co-branding between every families in the Banjanda, for example. So all of them have the same trademark that they share together to differentiate them from other pottery making towns, for example, and also like to address other social and economic challenges that you have already put in your presentation. You can also help them with the cooperative approach to make them have more power to ask for lands, for other resources from the related governmental agencies, so they can continue their practice, for example. Thank you very much, Anna, for this very large picture suggestions. So that's it for team Thai rabbit team. Thank you very much. Great job to you over there. And so do you have anything that you want to say in response to the comments? วรรณศิลป์หรือโชคชัยอยากจะตอบอะไรกับคอมเมนต์บอว้าวโหลด
So first of all, the rabbit team, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to all the mentors and trainers and facilitators, and also the comments for our future improvement. And I would like to thank all our friends and to listen and watch our videos. Thank you very much.
Which is the snake team. Okay, so please switch your seat. Okay, เชิญกลุ่มงูเลยเจ้าเชิญ Please, snake team, please take the floor and present.
First of all, I would like to thank our mentors and trainers to give us advice and to prepare our work on this last day. Our team consists of 6 members. My name is Tong Si and Ivy. There's Ponmali, Keanulak, Sid, and the most beautiful member is Mangon. Our target group is Uncle Ponsai, who is 68 years of age. He lives in Vieng Sai village, Luang Prabang districts province. And the topic of our work is to find solutions to attract the interest of younger generation to understand and to be interested in lanat, or the Luang Prabang traditional xylophone. The first step is we try to understand, empathize with the problems, because the traditional Lao music, there are different types, there are variety. And in that, the traditional Luang Prabang xylophone or lanat is one of the musical instruments that is part of the livelihood and the culture of Lao people and has been passed on from generation to generation. But in nowadays, we could see that this art has gradually disappeared from the culture of Lao people, because the younger generation has less interest in this type of musical instruments, and there's also not a proper promotion and advertisements in the wider aspects, in the wider area, to showcase the importance of the lanat. And there's also not enough producer of lanat and And the problems is that he this is the picture that we interview with Uncle Ponsai. We brainstorm or generate ideas. We discuss that we will establish our Lanat Center, but it's a big project. We cannot complete it due to the lack of resources or financial resources. Because Uncle Ponsai would like to see Lanat being introduced in the schools area, which is not we are not able to address that problem. Another idea is the use of Meki as an aid to teach people how to play Lanat. And also create a Facebook page to promote about Lanat. So from the idea generation session and discuss with Uncle Ponsai, we have chose 2 solutions. The first one is creation of Facebook page to raise awareness to the younger generation and attract their interest to Lanat. And we will also use a Meki as an aid to help playing Lanat, because for some people who are interested in playing Lanat, they might not have access to Lanat or might not have anyone to teach them, but we can make this tool or this aid to help them. This is the prototype. In this stage, I would like to introduce on how we, the process of finding solutions in attracting the interest of younger generation, which we create a Facebook page, which is this page, which is Luang Prabang traditional xylophone, or the uniqueness of Luang Prabang Lanat. And it shows the type of wood that is used to make Lanat, which is hardwood, can wood, because it has like a special quality that it doesn't shrink after it dries, because the Lanat or these musical instruments need to have certain sounds in each of the piece. So we need to use a specific wood or hardwood to make them. So this shows the process of Lanat making, cutting, sanding, drilling holes, and lacing the strings through the woods. And the next solution is the use of Meki to help the people who wants to play Lanat, which can address for the people who don't have Lanat. It may be because of the lack of the materials or the wood. And it can generate many, or record, I'm not sure he said generate or record many sounds. And if anyone doesn't have access to Lanat, they can actually play Lanat using this this tool which is connected to computer. And our group actually made a lanat actually, but we forgot it. We're too hurried, so we forgot to bring what we made. So hopefully we could show it to you later. This slide says that how to play lanat using Meki connected to computer.
มันอาจจะค้างเพราะว่าอินเทอร์เน็ตมันค้างพี่ลูกแก้ว stop share screen ของน้องๆกลุ่มหมู่แป๊บนึงเดี๋ยวผมจับเสร็จก็ได้แล้วก็ลำโพงเอาไมค์ไปเขาจะจับอยู่เลยนะที่ข้างเขาเนาะ
So we'll show you how this work. We'll use banana. For example, the bananas are the lanat at the xylophone. I'm not sure you can hear. I can't hear. We can't hear the sound of lanat. Maybe when they touch the banana, it sounds, it gives the sounds of lanat. Maybe the mic that they use are not the one that connected to Zoom.
Yang บ่ได้ยินเจ้ายังบ่ได้ยิน
ก่อนนะ
So everyone, the audience from at home, this Meki thing enables the team to construct like a lanat musical instrument out of bananas. And at the center right now, everybody could hear they're playing lanat musical instrument right now with these bananas. So this is very interesting, but I think like because of the sound system of this particular laptop, it cannot be heard by us, but everybody over there seems to hear it.
Can someone hear my voice? I can try to put my mic near.
Yes, please put your microphone there.
I will try.
โอเค
I can hear my mic.
มาเล่นต่อนะคะมือระนาดเอกเล่นต่อไปนะคะโอเคเดี๋ยว It has to be here. It has to be.
Everybody in on Facebook and everywhere can hear this. Wow. So these are bananas. Wow. Wow.
นี่คือที่เขาใช้ที่เนาะเขามาเล่นเป็นระนาด
So So for our team, we have presented to you the solution that we generated idea, which is the Facebook page. And also I would like to ask everyone to help sharing the page, and we will post and also post the message and post videos in that page. We will film about the playing of lanat or the making of lanat later. And please check our progress through the page. Actually, this Meki, it's actually sold in Lazada about 200 to 300 baht. So anyone interested, you can go to Lazada and find and buy them from there. And now we'll watch the video. Lanat is one of the musical instruments that has passed on for generations, and it's played in ceremonies and festivals in Laos. At the moment, there are still some people who are playing lanat, but a very limited number because it's been competed with the modern music and musical instruments. So lanat is gradually disappearing. The main problems of lanat. So the main problem is the location for teaching and learning lanat is very lacking. And another thing, the younger generation right now prefer the modern music and modern musical instruments. The master of lanat. My name is Ponsai Intichan. I am 68 years of age. I live in Vieng Sai village in Luang Prabang. In 1971, I started learning about music in Vietnam, and then came back to work in the art troupe in Luang Prabang. And I worked there until 1992. And I was promoted to be the head of the Luang Prabang art troupe. Until 2005, I moved to work in the department of the Department of Information, Culture and Tourism. So I work in this area for 30 years. And when I work in the department, I still love playing lanat. So I still continue performing in different ceremonies and also work in the theater, Palak Palam Theater. Or sometimes the department would assign me to head or to lead the performance group in other countries. The process of making lanat by Uncle Ponsai, he uses hardwood such as kampi wood, can wood, rosewood. The person who make lanat has to be the one who can play lanat because it has unique sound. The first stage is we would cut the wood to have a proper size with the 3 centimeters thickness, 5 centimeters width, and 50 centimeters length. After we cut the wood, we would dry them or bake them, and we would lay them down and cut them to sizes. After they're cut, we will sand them to have smooth surface and measure where we're going to drill the hole. After we know where we're going to drill the hole, we will arrange the wood from 1 to 21 according to the size of the wood, and we'll also measure and cut to sizes again. After that, we will drill the holes on both sides to put the string through. After the holes has been drilled, we will cut the part that is left over and also test the sound. And then we will lace the string through the wood in order from 1 to 21. And for the mallet, the stick, we would use any hardwood like the can wood. And we will use bamboo or sang wood to attach to the end, and then we will wrap it with cloth, 2 layers of cloth. So this wraps up the presentation of Snake Team. For anyone who would like to know any more details or have any questions, please feel free to ask or share. Thank you.
ขอบใจหลายเจ้า ทุกคนยังตื่นเต้นขอบใจหลาย we are still very excited by the bananas that you made into the lanat, like, and that actually one of a I would say, like, it's pretty pinpoint in solving problems to a certain level. So without further ado, can I invite our collaborators to comment? So Anna, would you like to do first, please?
Yes, it's a very interesting to look at the videos, and also to know that you have created innovative uses of the bananas to create music, nanat music. And the first thing I would like to remind is that I think nanat is an ICH that beyond just an musical instrument. So I mean musical instrument, you can use the musical instrument to play different kinds of music. But I think nanat is an ICH that they have is traditional way of context of playing the music, and the process of making the nanat and playing the nanat is should not be separated from just an musical instrument. So I'm very appreciate about the innovative use of nanat, and maybe it's very good to be integrated into some of the STEM education or some of the promotional campaign. But I should remind you that and aware that it should not replace the whole holistic culture, the traditional culture of making and playing the nanat music in its traditional way. But I think the use of making wiki is one of the ways that could really attract young people to aware of this music. So I would suggest you to make it a like temporary seasonal campaign instead of a permanent method, because it's quite easy to replace the traditional musical culture by this kind of new method, and I think it will be more suitable for you to officially collaborate with some more established musical composer or musical musicians to create really new mix of new music, like you can collaborate with violinists, or you may collaborate with orchestra, example, to really make professional collaborations together. So this is some of my suggestions that you may continue the Mickey, but use a proper campaign or packaging of it, and be aware to balance the traditional transmission of this culture and the new use and creative use of it.
Thank you very much, Anna. So just to summarize, Anna, again, like, first of all, like, even though it's very exciting to see the bananas being made into lanat, but it is to be reminded that the intangible heritage that we're talking about goes beyond the instrument itself. It also concerns the process of making and playing the lanat instrument, as you have already well documented in your video. And this should not be separated from the making of the instrument or the uses of different other things to supplement the instrument. The technology can be used to attract people, but don't replace it for the whole traditional culture with the technology. And just while it's very attractive, it cannot be a permanent method. You should actually gear it toward like promoting the use of the actual instrument and the actual techniques of making and playing. You can also think of collaborating with other well-known musicians or bands to make the new music with lanat, which is also one of the great ways to raise awareness. So the balance is the key, basically. Thank you very much, Anna, for this very good reminders. And next, Kay, would you like to take the floor, please?
Yes, thank you very much. I echo Anna that, you know, it's very fun to see the bananas. And I do think that you could use that little clip on, for example, not just your Facebook page, but also look at other things like Instagram and TikTok, these small little videos that might kind of say, oh, what are those people doing there? Oh, no way, they're making music from bananas. That's cool. Invite them in that way. But then I also do think that you should strongly consider platforms such as Audio Jungle, and they are actually inviting people to come and sell sound effects. So you can then have a global audience for people who want to download and use your sound effects. Similarly, perhaps a Spotify podcast that you can sell subscriptions to. Can you have somebody to play the lanad and really make a beautiful piece out of it that, you know, perhaps people want to subscribe on a weekly basis? I mean, oh, I'm going to tune in for my weekly lanad session. That'd be so nice. And then I can put it on wherever I am in the world. And then I'd like to share with you also a project that we've done recently called Art Reimagined Korea. You can find it on Instagram, Art Reimagined KR, and we actually worked with a Korean traditional music instrument group there called Gongmyeong. And we made face effects so you could actually wear their little instruments, and also world effects. So we made digital twins out of the instruments that they created, and then simply inviting people to tap on their smartphone screen to hear the different noises of the traditional instruments. So that's perhaps something you could also consider if you're going into this social media world. Think about now social media tools that are available to you through augmented reality as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kate. Is there a possibility to make Art Reimagine Laos?
Absolutely, why not? Let's do it.
Exactly. Oh, that's one good idea that we should think about. So for Kate's comment, to summarize again, like you can also make this Makey, like just to build on from what Anna said, like the Makey could be a good attraction for people. So make a smaller clip and put it on social media to invite people to, like, from the Makey, you can actually come and experience the real lanat thing that is like a sounds behind this Makey. And you can also check out some of the great like alternative social medias aside from the one that you usually go for, like Facebook. You can check out the Audio Jungles, which is a platform for selling the sound effect. And you can use traditional music to sell there as well. It's also one way of making good income for the local community. Also making a YouTube channel aside from the Facebook that allows subscriptions, so people follows it regularly. And when you have a new clip, also check out the Art Reimagine Korea as one of the great example of how these days you use like some of a very advanced technology like AR, VR to make the digital twins of the musical instrument that people can just experience it like from the other side of the world with their mobile phone and understand like different kinds of musical instruments of a particular country. So thank you very much, Kate. He also put the links in the chat here, and we're gonna transfer the link also to the Facebook Live. Thank you very much. Lastly, John Wee, please.
Yes, thank you very much. It was amazing to see this technology, what technology can do with a very simple object that just hanging around us, making this beautiful kind of, how do you say, reproduction of another, reproduction of a traditional instrument. When I was listening to your presentation, Snake Team, I was a bit not clear about whether the problem was about playing or making the instruments. And until I view the video, actually, the making the instrument cannot be separated from the playing. Right, so you explained in the video that the makers of the instrument should play the instrument too. So this is actually a great wholesome tradition and art, but it may be a bit hard for the younger generation to, or public, to make and then play the instrument, I think. So probably, I don't know if it's even a feasible idea or anything, but you probably would want to ask the master who's making and playing this instrument, what is the most negative impact if we separate these two, playing and making, right? If that's not really significant, maybe you can tease it out, you know, making the instrument and then playing part separately. Because making really really requires a lot of skills, you know. I mean, if you need to be able to make a piano to play the piano, can you imagine? Can you imagine how difficult it would have been for general people to be able to play the piano, right? So it's not the scale of piano, but it's this instrument. You know, you have to find the wood and then making, you know, dry it and then cut it. That's really a really difficult skill set already on top of how to play. So you may be wanting to ask the masters whether it's even possible or they don't mind separating these two skills, and then you can probably focusing on one thing at a time. Right, so you can probably focus on the playing part or raising awareness of this beautiful instrument and listening part before you're going into the making part, because it will really it actually overwhelmed me. Well, I want to play this instrument, but do I really have to make it my own to be able to play? So that would be one thing, especially for the scalability part, right? How you can scale up this project into the bigger level, right? And speaking of scalability, my final comment is again for the school education, right? So if, you know, the master says, you know, no, you really cannot separate, this is a wholesome tradition that you should not separate, then probably you can, you know, take our little piece that you just did with banana. Maybe you can ask local education office again, or Ministry of Education or your school, to show your example and how technology can be used to raise awareness and then continue the tradition of this kind of instruments, right? And probably your peers in your school may have a different idea under STEM, like STEM education, creating different solutions to continue this tradition and make raise awareness of this tradition among other people. Probably using AR or VR or using the same Makey app or other apps, so that at least younger generation are aware of this issue, and then they want to make this beautiful sounds heard to many people. So my main point about this comment is about the scalability, how we can actually scale up this project to the bigger and the wider level. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chongwi. Very good point as well. Like, so one of the points that actually dread people out as well, like when like in your, thank you, in your interview of the master, is the fact that the master actually think that the two skills of both making and playing should go together, and that is actually like about 1% of the world that could do that. And so it would be good that you can ask the practitioners or the master or the Lanat master again, like, is it actually that unacceptable? Like, what is the bad impact of separating these skills? And if like you listen to the reasons and probably like, you know, publish about the reasons and stuff, and think from there, like explore more possibility from the practitioners, if they could actually accept or allow more people to enjoy Lanat by just doing one of the two skills, like achieving just one of the two skills, for example, it could help you, first of all, to pinpoint your solutions better to one of the two directions. And at the same time, another thing that Jongwi put up is the STEM education, the science, technology, engineering, and math education, like explore some possibility with this particular education sector to ask them to show some example of how technology can help raising awareness of traditional art, and to see like the possibility of using more technology in a way that is acceptable by the practitioners of the traditional art. Okay, it's the issue of scalability. Thank you very much, Jongwi. Thank you also Kay and Anna for the great comments that you gave to the 5 teams today. And that actually wraps up our 5 presentations. Last but not least, before we go on to the certification ceremony, I would like to ask Dr. Alexandra Denise, who is here with us since the beginning. She is like one of the trainers of this forum as well, and the UNESCO accredited ICH facilitators, to give an overall comment of the 5 presentations, just to wrap up for us.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be with you. And I just want to begin by saying I was incredibly impressed and inspired by all the 5 groups' presentations and what you've been able to do over these past months in terms of exploring the linkages between design and sustainable development and safeguarding intangible cultural heritage in Laos. It's really, really impressive to see what you've all done. So I want to begin by congratulating you. So you've all explored these creative, innovative possibilities and tools for supporting safeguarding through design. And all the groups you presented wonderful ideas in terms of how to innovate, how to use branding, how to explore social media and use social media as a tool and platform for raising awareness, but also for educating and really promoting ICH in Laos. And I think just to draw on a common issue that all of you identified in your problem statement is, of course, this issue of transmission and how to encourage youth to learn and really embrace these living heritage traditions and practices as their own. And we've seen from all of your ideas ways in which using new technologies and new forms of design can really appeal to youth and engage them in ways that perhaps more traditional contexts would not be necessarily as engaging for youth, but through social media and design, youth can be more interested, inspired to learn about ICH. I do think it's important, though, to pay attention and address the reality that so many of these forms of ICH, whether it's the lanat or the pottery or the weaving, to really learn these skills requires tremendous commitment of time and a level of devotion that is often one of the big challenges and barriers to transmission is that level of commitment and time. So I think it's important, well, on the one hand, all these new innovations and design approaches can raise awareness and interest and engage youth and younger generations, to also think about how to make that next step to the sort of immersive experience of really learning skills deeply. And this is where, this of course connects to formal and non-formal educational opportunities. I was thinking with the pottery case study to focus as well in through the social media and website platforms on promoting workshop and apprentice opportunities. So what kinds of opportunities are available for those who do want to really learn immersively these skills. And also some of the examples given by the other expert commentators, that the role that contests and competitions can play in targeting youth and being an inspiration to, again, really acquire and learn skills. So I just wanted to highlight that issue, that we have to acknowledge that there's a qualitative difference between kind of raising awareness and these innovations and using social media and social platforms on the one hand, and then taking that next step to kind of in-depth, intensive acquisition of skills and knowledge, which does take time and commitment. So I just want to close with that and just congratulate all of you again for your amazing work. And I think clearly you are the next generation to take on ICH safeguarding in Laos. And I personally hope to be able to visit and see some of these case studies and meet you in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Kaja and Alex. Thank you for such a very positive and very insightful closing for this forum today. And congratulations again as well. Like you can see that my face, I cannot stop smiling. I'm so proud of all of the youth participants. Like for the 2 months, like actually more than 2 months that we have been together, like even though meeting you virtually, but it's a lot of like very good vibe, very good friendship that you have for everybody, like you have shared for us at UNESCO as well. Thank you very much. And that actually is the closing of the part of the presentation and the showcase today. Next, I would like to hand it over to our on-site MC, Aiton, Mr. Kamjan, to run the closing ceremony and the certificate giving ceremony, please. Thank you. And ขอบใจหลาย thank you very much. Thank you, our UNESCO collaborators and our trainers here as well. Aiton, over to you. So for UNESCO collaborators and trainers, you're welcome to stay on to witness the certificate ceremony. And we would have to stop the live streaming for this part. So UNESCO Bangkok live streaming service will end now. Thank you very much, audience audience at home, and hope you have a good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kay. Thank you so much, Jongwi and Anna, for your time this morning. Yes, Jongwi, you can leave now. You need to have lunch. Thank you very much for spending like the entire morning with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you.
I wish I were there. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for the great support. Okay.
Thank you very much. It's great to see their efforts and their creative ideas. I think it's just the beginning, and I think they worthwhile to continue their project after the forum.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anna.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Hope to see you later in other occasions.
Thank you. Yes.
ซึ่งเพื่อเป็นการเสียเวลาเนาะเดี๋ยวข้าพเจ้าเราจะเรียนเชิญเนาะ
So without further ado, I would like to invite Ms. Tara on behalf of the TAEC to hand over their certificate of completion to the youth participants. Tara represents UNESCO, United Nations University, Tokyo Institution of Technology, International Training Center for Intangible Cultural Heritage in Asia Pacific region, Traditional Art and Ethnology Center in this ceremony. So, dear youth participants, I will call the names of the members of the teams. So please come as we call your name. The first person is Kam Chan. This is from Penguin team. Next is Miss Nat Chanthani. Next person is Sayang. Miss Noi, Mr. Noi, Pantanit. Next is Miss Bunmi Wong Nati. Next is Monladi Pimala. And the Wolf team, please be prepared. The first member of Wolf team is Godam Huang Germany. And next is Mr. Sunikorn, but he's not here right now, so we'll send him the certificate later. So next person is Maniwan Sisompon. Next, Miss Veena Meena Thanom Sak. Elephant team, please be prepared. Next is Miss Manichan Sayawong. Next person is Ponmalai Chittawong. And next person is Wanula Pongvichit. Next is Somsuk Kun Sawat. Next person, the last person in elephant team is Somla Duang Siwan. Next is rabbit team. Please be prepared. The first person from Katai from rabbit team is Soksai Chittapong.
แฟนคลับซกไซ
Next is Tipawong Maniwong. Tipawong Pong Samai bo. Next, Wannasin Pong Sawai. Next is One Kam. Next is Snake team. So the first person from Snake team is Bang On Duang Jalern. Next, I'd like to invite Mr. Sid Petmani. Can we hear a round of applause for everyone? Next is Pommaled Tevamit. Next is Anulak Latana Nongsi. And next is Tong Si Si Kambai. And the last person from Snake team is Liwa Jiasa. So congratulations to everyone who have done a great job throughout our forum. So next, I would like to also invite Ms. Tara to give out certificates to the trainer. maybe we would like to ask Ajahn Sam and Ajahn Kenna to hand over the certificate to Tara. Can we give Tara a round of applause? And next, I'd like to invite Ms. Thongkun Suthivilai to come and receive their certificate. Next, Mr. Kuai Chanthangorn. The next is myself. I can get it later, I guess. No? Kamchan Suwannalit. Next person I'd like to invite I could Mr. Sompasit, but he's not able to join today. Next is Dr. Sam, Dr. Sabarot. Can we have a big round of applause for Dr. Sam? Next, Ajahn Kenna Lee Elder. Please give her a round of applause as well. Thank you. We would also like to extend our thanks to the trainers who cannot join us here today. And some join us by online. So we'd like to thank Anisai Kela, Dr. Alexandra Dennis, and Gamonrat Chayamalit. And thank you all the trainers. And we also like to thank the UNESCO collaborators. Thanks to Ms. K and Anna from Hong Kong University and Dr. Chong Wee Park from UNU. So apart from the certificates, all the youth participants will receive gifts from UNESCO and United Nations University because everyone gives very impressive performance during the forum. And the gifts will be handed over at the registration table at the TAEC. So before you leave, you will see, and please collect the gift at the registration.
Yay! มีใครได้ยินเอ่ยปะ Anybody hear us from here, or the microphone is not here anymore, I guess.
Thank you very much, Luke Gale from UNESCO, who's been with us from the start of the forum. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, good look Gail and Jing from Rehab. Thank you. Well done, everyone. Congratulations. And don't forget to collect your gifts. This is the gift from UNESCO and UNU and TAEC that we have prepared for everyone. And we prepare them in front for you already. Merry Christmas in advance.
Of Rehab, UNESCO and UNU, which are teddy bears and polo shirt of UNESCO logo.
Penguin team have a gift. That's a gift. How are you going to give it to me? Look, I said. Oh, wow.
Yay. Ooh. Coffee cups. Beautiful. Okay. เดี๋ยวสบายดีเนาะข้าพเจ้าก็มีกองเข้าจะมอบแทนความขอบคุณให้กับ
We have a gift to represent our thanks and gratitude to the UNESCO team, to Lukel and Ajahn Sao. This is the results from our field work and the filming, and it results in these products, pottery products, and it's made in Ban Chan Nea. And Ban Chan Nea I would like to give this gift to our team. So we would like to gift this to, first of all, Tara. And next, I would like to give this gift to Ajahn Kena. And to Ajahn Sam. Thank you very much. To Ajahn Sam. And next, I would like to give the gift to Ai Kuai. And Ai Ton. For Kun Look Gao, we will give which one? Can we give it to, can we ask Ajahn Sam to pass it to Lukeo? There's 4 more left. Actually, this is my work. I did these cups because I want to promote this art, this culture. Thank you very much. I will leave now.
Thank you very much, Jing from Prehab as well, who stayed for the entire thing.
Thank you, Jing, as well from Prehab to stay with us the whole morning. Oh, this one we would like to give to Kun Lukeo to show on the at the office for the basket weaving. Bye. Goodbye, everyone. Hopefully, we'll meet you next time in Luang Prabang. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tara.
Thank you so much for such a great organization.
Thank you, I Ton. Thank you, Ajahn Sa.
Great turn up of this.
Kenna and you and your team. Thank you, Jing. And Rehab team. Thank you to all the youth. We'll keep in touch via Facebook group. And thank you to the interpreters as well. Thank you for helping everyone to communicate. And thank you, everyone, to take this forum from the beginning to the end successfully. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.